Okay, hey everybody. Here's just another real quick update video on the 93 Ford Escort LX, also known to me as Project Green Hornet. This will be the second video in the series. Done a compression test on the engine because the engine does burn some oil and it does smoke. So I wanted to kind of illustrate what we found. So we did a compression test about an hour and a half ago, and this is what we've got here. This is what we've got for our readings. Let's see if the camera picked that up. Okay, cylinder number 1 showed approximately 180 psi. Cylinder number 2 is right at 175. Cylinder number 3 right at 180. And cylinder number 4 right at 185. So we've got slight variance between the cylinders, no more than 5 or 10 psi between any given cylinders, and that's really average for an older vehicle. For any engine that wears, you're always going to see some compression variance between 1, 2, 3, 4, or however many cylinders you have in your engine. So, given the fact that we've got good compression in the engine, I'm going to say in all likelihood we're not looking at a lower end issue with regards to pistons or rings or any of that. I'd say we're most likely looking at really bad valve stem seals. I've also called around to some of the parts stores, and I've got my little parts list here that I've kind of slapped together. For our 93 Escort ZX2, we're looking at valve stem seals $26.99, valve cover gasket $16.99, plugs $1.99 each times 4, wires $19.99, no cap and rotor on this engine since it's a coil pack design, and then the brake pads, cheapest $12.99, and then the brake shoes for the rear $16.99, which comes to a grand total thus far of $101.95, which is all AutoZone prices. I also got O'Reilly's, but AutoZone was cheapest in all respects. Of course, this price list does not, at this point, reflect the need to replace the windshield, the need to change the fluids, oil, probably flush the brake system, put antifreeze in the radiator. I also need to locate the proper rad fan and shroud and put that in there, and also hook up the coolant temperature sensor because the gauge is not registering anything. We've got one plug in the engine compartment, part of the coolant system, that's not hooked up, and we've got to trace down where the wire goes because it seems to be hiding on us. I'm thinking they probably cut it. We're going to track that down and get that going. So as of right now, second day owning the car, we're looking at tune-up value of right at $100 minus the fluids. So that's what we're looking at this point. I'm also going to be looking for some tires, and I'll be going through this vehicle, you know, as weather permits, checking the brakes, checking the exhaust system. We already know that the stick shift in here is really sloppy. I mean, this stick shift is just loose as a goose. There's just all kinds of play in here. I mean, that right there, that's engaged in first gear, and you can see how much movement. There's second, third, I mean, it's just all over the place. Fourth, fifth is way over here, and it's still got all this movement. And then you've got reverse, which is right there. So there's a lot of play in this stick shift. The gentleman that I bought the car from bought these bushings. I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but it says that these are the bushings, 2 per pack, and there's 4 bushings in total, and he says that's to the transmission system. Of course, we found we got to go underneath the vehicle to get to it, so until I can get my ramps back from my friend, or wait till the ground dries up enough to put it on jack stands without the jack stands sinking into the dirt. Can't do anything with the stick shift. Clutch is also, the engage is real close to the floor, so we're going to try and readjust the clutch. But anyway, that's where we are at present. I just put together a little parts list of what we're going to need and done a compression test. So with these compression values of 180, 175, 180, 185, no more than 10 pounds variance across the board, I don't think we're looking at a lower end problem. I'd say we're probably looking at really worn out, disintegrated, possibly non-existent valve stem seals. So that's where we are. Thanks for watching, and there'll be more update videos as I make them.